Welcome to Still Rise, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Do you ever look back at your younger days and feel a twinge of longing? The carefree abandon, the vibrant energy, the countless possibilities that stretched before you? Yes, our glorious 20s, a time when we felt invincible, when dreams were big and the future seemed like an open canvas ready for us to paint our masterpiece on. But here's the bitter pill we swallow, the harsh truth that sneaks up on us when we least expect it. Our 20s, well, they're a one-way ticket. Once they're gone, there's no turning back. They say your 20s are the most important decade of your life, a time filled with energy, freedom, and endless possibilities. But what most men don't realize is that this same decade can silently slip through their fingers. A decade that could have been used to build, to grow, to prepare for the future. Instead, turns into a decade wasted on distractions, comfort, and habits that leave nothing behind. By the time many men finally wake up, they find themselves in their 30s, standing in the same place where they were 10 years ago. But now, with less energy, more regret, and a future that feels smaller with every passing day. The tragedy isn't that men waste their 20s. The tragedy is that once this time is gone, it never comes back, and most never recover. Listen to that again. Once this time is gone, it never comes back.
Dear.
So what's the deal with our elusive 20s? What makes them so unique, so pivotal that we only realize their worth when it's too late? Well, let me break it down for you. Firstly, our 20s are a breeding ground for habits. Every choice we make, every action we take, every second we spend is a vote for the kind of life we want to create. Whether we know it or not, our 20s are like a cosmic Rorschach test, revealing the kind of men we're going to become. Secondly, life rewards preparation, not waiting. While our 20s may feel like a never-ending playground of endless possibilities, the truth is, life doesn't hand out opportunities to those who wait. It favors those who prepare, who hone their skills, who put in the work when no one is watching. And here's the kicker. The world doesn't care how much potential you have. It doesn't reward intentions or dreams. It responds only to results, tangible, visible results. Unfortunately, many men, perhaps you wake up one day to realize that they have traded their future for today's pleasure. They discover that their 20s have become a graveyard of unrealized potential, a monument to wasted opportunities. And that, my friend, is the silent tragedy of wasted 20s. It's not just about lost time. It's about lost growth, lost momentum, lost discipline, lost opportunities. It's about waking up one day to realize that the life you envisioned never materialized. Instead, you find yourself treading water, stuck in a cycle of mediocrity that seems to have no end. You see, your 20s feel endless when you're inside them. Every night out, every wasted morning, every decision to delay what truly matters feels harmless. You tell yourself, I still have time. You look at older men and think, I'll figure it out later. But the truth is, later never comes. Because habits you form in your 20s do not stay trapped in that decade. They follow you, they define you, and they quietly build the life you'll be forced to live in your 30s, 40s, and beyond. Now let me ask you a thought-provoking question. You won't mind if I'm honest? Let's face it, we've all been there. Those lazy mornings after a big night out, the endless scrolling on our phones, the hours spent indulging in instant pleasures. But here's the hard truth. Those hours spent goofing off, they're not just wasted hours in your 20s, they're an investment in the misery of your future. Every hour spent avoiding responsibility compounds into deficiency, eroding your ability to seize opportunities that come your way. And as you progress through life, you realize that the price you pay for those wasted hours is far greater than you ever imagined. Here's some food for thought. The real tragedy isn't just about getting old. It's about the realization that dawns on you when you're in your 30s or 40s. Looking back at your 20s and seeing a decade of potential gone to waste. It's about realizing that you had the chance to build, to grow, to prepare, but you chose comfort, distraction, and fleeting pleasures instead. And now you're paying the price. Now I understand that it can be tempting to fall into the trap of endless distractions. The lure of social media, the pull of casual flings, the escape offered by Netflix, all of these beckon us, enticing us with promises of joy, excitement, and momentary pleasure. But let me tell you something, these fleeting moments of pleasure come at a steep cost. They steal from your future self, leaving you with nothing but regrets and the haunting question, what could have been? Think about the men who did invest in their 20s. They honed their skills, they took risks, they put in the work. Today they stand as giants in their fields, basking in the glow of success that many can only dream of. The irony is that the very things that we consider as fun, as entertainment, they silently chip away at our future selves, limiting our potential and narrowing our future prospects. Listen, life is not about finding balance. It's about tilting the scales in your favor. It's about understanding that every minute you spend on trivial pursuits is a minute taken away from building your future. Let's talk about money. Financial stability is not about being rich, but about being secure. And financial security is a luxury your 20s afford you. It's a luxury you can squander on fleeting pleasures, leaving yourself in a precarious position later in life. And let's not forget about health. Your 20s are blessed with vigor and vitality. It's a gift from nature that many fail to appreciate. Wasting your 20s means neglecting this precious asset, leaving you with health issues and reduced energy as you age. You see, every decision we make is a vote for the kind of future we want to create. And when we waste our 20s, we're essentially voting against ourselves, against our future potential, against the legacy we could have left behind. So how do we reclaim this lost ground? How do we rewrite this narrative for those who find themselves in their 30s or 40s and still yearn for the life they dreamed of in their 20s? Well, the answer lies in understanding the root cause of the problem. The enemy is not time. Time is just a relentless observer. The enemy is complacency. It's the subtle voice that whispers, "Do it later." It's the embrace of comfort over growth. It's the choice of pleasure over purpose. Complacency is the thief that robs us of our dreams, that leaves us wondering why we settled for less. So what's the antidote to complacency? Simple action. It's the quiet act of showing up every day, doing the work that needs to be done. Whether it's learning a new skill, challenging your comfort zone, or taking a small step towards your goal, action is the key that unlocks the doors of opportunity. But here's the catch. Action without purpose is just noise. Action needs direction. It needs a clear vision of the life you want to create. So take a moment to envision the life you truly desire. What does it look like? Where do you see yourself in 10 years, in 20 years? Having a clear vision of your desired future will fuel your actions, giving them direction and intensity. Remember, life doesn't always reward the smartest or the most talented. It rewards those who take action, who face their fears head on, who understand that the pain of discipline is way less than the pain of regret. Now, I know it's easier said than done. But here's a simple solution to help you kickstart your journey. Identify one habit that you want to change, one area that you want to improve. Let's say it's your fitness. Commit to making a small change every day. Maybe it's going for a 10-minute run or doing 10 push-ups. Consistency over time compounds into big changes. And here's a bonus tip. Remove distractions. Distractions are the silent killers of dreams. Whether it's social media, toxic relationships, or anything that takes away from your purpose, cut it out. Create space for your growth. Life is not a fairy tale where dreams just happen. It's a canvas, and you are the artist. The masterpiece is in your hands to create. Every day is a new opportunity to rewrite your story, to reclaim your life. The 20s might be gone, but the future is still unwritten. So pick up your pen and write your future. Write a future filled with purpose, growth, and fulfillment. And remember, it's not about being young. It's about being intentional with however much time you have left. Make it count. Live intentionally, grow relentlessly, and never stop believing in your ability to create a life that's not just lived, but cherished. Because life's greatest reward is not just success or wealth, it's the satisfaction that comes from knowing you lived a life on your own terms. You're in your 20s, a decade full of potential, yet many of you aren't living it to the fullest. You find yourself unmotivated, stuck, or worse, envying the lives of others. It's easy to waste these crucial years, to let them slip by in a haze of complacency. But here's the stark truth. Your 20s won't wait for you. You're passing right now, every second ticking away, moving you closer to 30. And while it might seem like you have all the time in the world, the reality is this: you have less than you think. You've heard the saying, your 20s are your golden years, and for good reason. These years are a unique investment opportunity. It's an opportunity to build a foundation so that when you reach your 30s, you'll already be on your path to success. Let me tell you why. When you're young, you have a natural advantage. You're full of energy, your body is strong, your mind is sharp, and you have fewer responsibilities. It's the perfect combination for taking risks, learning new skills, and building a solid foundation for the future. Now here's where things get interesting. While your 20s are passing, there's still time to turn things around. It's not too late to make the most of this precious decade. Here's what you need to know. So, what should you do? Here is the reality distilled into action. Start with one habit. One habit. Don't try to overhaul your entire life. Instead, choose one area. Health, finances, skill building, or discipline. Just one. Commit to it daily. No excuses. No waiting for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. Then build that habit to the point where it's no longer a choice, but an instinct. Next, remove distractions. Cut down on social media, parties, excessive entertainment. Not forever, but enough to reclaim your focus and invest in yourself. Treat your time like money. Every hour wasted is opportunity lost. Instead, invest your time in personal growth, career development, or building meaningful relationships. This is your time to shine, to outperform everyone else in your field. It's never too late to start. Embrace discomfort. Step out of your comfort zone. Seek challenges, accept failures, learn from mistakes. Growth happens outside the safe zone. Watch as your resilience strengthens, making you unstoppable. The men who succeed in their 30s are those who built their resilience in their 20s, often quietly, often unnoticed. Here's a harsh reality check. Life doesn't reward excuses. It rewards consistency, patience, and men who plant seeds today for trees that will bear fruit decades later. Many of your peers are wasting these golden years. They're sacrificing their potential on the altar of instant gratification. They're the ones who will envy you when you reach your 30s. Why? Because you took action while they hesitated. You chose discipline over pleasure, growth over comfort. And in doing so, you set yourself up for a life that most only dream of having in their 30s. This is your decade. It's your golden opportunity to lay the groundwork for the life you want. To ignore your 20s is to build your house on quicksand. The structure might stand for a while, but eventually it will crumble. However, if you build wisely, the structure will stand strong for decades. Every day matters. Every choice compounds. What you do today will echo in the years to come. Think about it. When you're 30, 40, even 50, you'll look back at your 20s as the time when it all started. Those decisions made, those actions taken, they will define the quality of your future. This is the decade of foundation building. Lay your groundwork, build your habits, and prepare for the future you deserve. The men who succeeded quietly in their 20s did so because they understood the value of consistency, patience, and relentless daily action. They didn't seek fame or fortune. Instead, they focused on mastering their craft, honing their skills, and building a solid reputation. They were willing to put in the work when others were still sleeping or pursuing fleeting pleasures. Your 20s are not a dress rehearsal. You don't get to keep them if you squander them. You can't buy them back if you waste them. They are your most valuable asset right now, and you only get one chance to make them matter. Your life is your responsibility. It's time to wake up and take charge. Stop complaining and start acting. Stop envying others and start building your own life. Stop waiting for the perfect timing and start doing. The time is now. If you found this perspective valuable, take a moment to reflect and comment below. Which habit will you start today to reclaim your 20s? Subscribe to Still Rise for more silent motivation, life-changing insights, and lessons that will transform the way you live your life. Remember, the change starts quietly within you, and it starts now.